Giants legend and possibly the most all-around best baseball player in the history of the game, Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, has sadly passed away at age 93. Yeah, late last night on Tuesday, June 18th, while I was actually watching the Oilers-Panthers hockey game, the San Francisco Giants announced on their social media accounts, sadly, that the Giants legend, Willie Mays, known as the Say Hey Kid, had passed away earlier in the afternoon. He is an iconic center fielder, probably one of the best baseball players of all time. Willie was 93 years old. He had a long life, guys. Let's jump over to Yahoo Sports. They actually had a really good article and story on this, and we'll talk more about the passing of baseball's possibly best all-around player, Willie Mays. Yeah, so this is Liz Rosker's Yahoo Sports article about the legend passing away here. He died Tuesday night at 93 years old. What a life. How long? I just hope that I could live that long. He was nicknamed the Say Hey Kid. We'll talk about that in a minute. He had a professional baseball career that spanned 4 decades, beginning in the Negro Leagues in the late 1940s and ending with the New York Mets in 1972. In between, he spent 21 years with the New York Giants, who would later move to San Francisco. San Francisco put on their Twitter X account, "It's with great sadness that we announce that San Francisco Giants legend and Hall of Famer Willie Mays passed away peacefully this afternoon at the age of 93. And it says Willie Mays, forever a Giant, 1931 to 2024. Mays' death triggered, of course, an outpouring of tributes for both his decorated playing career and an impact on everything else around baseball. He was born May 6, 1931 in Westfield, Alabama, named Willie, not William. Both his parents also talented athletes. His father was the one who introduced Mays to baseball. Cat Mays was a semi-pro player on several local black teams and had his son sitting in the dugout with him at 10 after teaching him the fundamentals years before. By the time he was in high school, Mays starred in several sports. His professional baseball career began in 1948 when he played for the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro League before he had finished high school. He signed with the Giants after he graduated in 1950 and earned his call up to the majors in 1951 after barely a year of playing in the minors. Mays was a true 5-tool player. He had speed, throwing, fielding, hitting for average, and hitting for power. He had a career triple-slash line of 301, 384, 557. He hit 660 home runs, 525 doubles, 338 stolen bases. He was the NL stolen base leader 4 times, led the NL in homers 4 times over 24 seasons in the majors. He grounded into just 45 double plays. That's just 2 a year. That's incredible. In May, 10 hits were added to Mays' career total when Negro League stats were officially integrated into MLB's historical record. His home run total was not adjusted due to the lack of box scores for those games. In the grand scheme of his career, it didn't take long for Mays to become the amazing all-around player we remember today, but it wasn't instantaneous. He debuted May the 25th of 51 and didn't put up overwhelming numbers. His first hit, a home run, came against the Boston Braves in his 4th game in the majors, but won Rookie of the Year, the first of many accolades. He also earned his nickname, the Say Hey Kid, in his rookie year. It was given to him by either his manager, Leo Durocher, or writer Barney Kremko of the New York Journal American, who said he gave Mays that name because the shy first-year player would blurt, "Say who, say what, say where, say hey," in my paper. I tabbed him the Say Hey Kid, and it stuck. Mays spoke and sang backup on the Say Hey, the Willie Mays song in 1954, recorded by the Trenners with music legend Quincy Jones conducting the orchestra. Mays didn't get the chance to follow up on his promising MLB debut until 1954 because he served 2 years in the Army during the Korean War. That was common in those times. He spent most of that time, the majority of 52 and 53, playing on military baseball teams with other MLB players traveling around to entertain the troops. When he returned home in 54, the switch had been flipped. Mays had the greatest season of his career, batting 345, 411, 667 with 41 home runs, and he won the MVP and selected to the All-Star game. While that was his best overall season, he had many great ones after that from 55 to 66. Mays finished in the top 6 of MVP voting in all but 1 year, winning MVP again in 1965 and coming in second 2 times. He was selected to the All-Star game 20 times in his career, 24 times if you count the second All-Star games from 59 to 62, and he won All-Star MVP in 63 and 68, becoming the first player to win that award twice and 12 gold gloves. That is incredible. That kind of hitting and that kind of fielding takes some sort of dedication. Despite his prolific hitting, Mays said he enjoyed fielding more than anything else. "Don't get me wrong, I like to hit," he told the Sporting News in 1955, but there's nothing like getting out there in the outfield, running after a ball and throwing somebody out trying to take that extra base. That's real fun. As a player, he set many on-field records, but one off-the-field record set an important precedent for future players. On May 20th, 1963, he signed a contract with the Giants worth $100,000 per year, the first six-figure contract in baseball history. Despite his on-field success, Mays won just one World Series in his 24-year career with the 1954 New York Giants, who swept the Cleveland Indians, now known as the Guardians. That series gave us one of the most iconic plays, his over-the-shoulder catch. If you've never seen that, I'll show it to you in just a second. We have it. It's called The Catch. It came in Game 1 of the Giants Stadiums, which was the Polo Grounds. Huge outfield. Look it up if you need to Google it. The score was 2-2 in the top of the 8th inning, and the bases were loaded with Cleveland players. Cleveland's Vic Wertz came up to bat and smashed the ball into the stadium's cavernous center field. Mays, running at full speed from shallow center towards the wall, managed to track down the ball and make a stunning no-look catch. Then he turned on a dime and fired a throw to second base, which prevented any runners from scoring. Mays said he didn't evaluate his outfield plays. I don't compare him, I just catch him. The catch is still considered one of the greatest all time, and Mays never had any doubt the ball would fall into his glove. He said, "I had it all the way." Check this out from that catch, which is going to show us an ad while we sit here and look at highlight. This catch is probably one of my favorites ever that you will ever see. Bam, over his shoulder, no look, and then just flings the ball. I mean, look at this slow-mo. They've got it slow-mo. Look at him go. Look at him go. Bang. Unbelievable catch. Crazy. In his later life, he had a slow decline in the late 60s, though he still posted a National League best .425 on base percentage in 71. The Giants traded him to the Mets in May of 72, after which he was finally playing in front of New York crowds once again. Remember, he started in New York. They moved out to San Francisco. While Mays wasn't named an All-Star in 1972 for the first time in his career, he earned another nod in 73, his final season. And after retiring, he became the Mets hitting coach until 1979, when he terminated his baseball contract to become a greeter at an Atlantic City hotel and casino. Then Commissioner Bowie Kuhn banned Mays from baseball due to the gambling connection, but he was reinstated in 1985 by Peter Yerberoth, Kuhn's successor. I don't know much about that history. I'd have to look that up, in which I will. The Giants, who retired Mays' number in 1972, signed him to a lifetime contract in the 90s, making him a permanent special assistant to the president. He spent years visiting the Giants' minor league teams, attending spring training, and making appearances on behalf of the club. He's survived by his son, Michael. Mays married his wife, May Louise Allen Mays, in the early 70s, and she died in 2013 after a battle with Alzheimer's. Mays was elected to the Hall of Fame, clearly, in 1979, his first year of eligibility. It was a surprise that he wasn't a unanimous choice. 23 members of the BBWAA didn't select him on their ballots, giving Mays a 94.68% of the vote. Who in 1979, voting for Hall of Fame players, didn't vote for Willie Mays to be on there? 23 of them. Who are they? Can we get those names? New York News writer Dick Young was flabbergasted. If Jesus Christ were to show up with his old baseball gloves, some guys wouldn't vote for him. He dropped the cross 3 times, didn't he? Despite those 23 Mays-less ballots, Mays was revered in the industry. Years after he retired, many baseball announcers of that era still considered him to be the best all-around player they ever watched. His first manager, Leo DeRockert, maintained through the years that Mays came to the majors fully formed as a legend. "I never taught him anything. He taught me. Willie is the greatest player I ever saw, no doubt in my mind." And Warren Spahn, who pitched the ball that became Mays' first major league hit, the home run, reflected on that moment years later. He said something like, 0 for 21 for the first time I saw him. His first major league hit was a home run off me, and I'll never forgive myself. We might have gotten rid of Willie forever if I only struck him out. Mays was actually 0 for 12 when he faced Spahn for the first time. Even celebrities understood how talented he was. "I can't stand Willie Mays," Dodgers fan Cary Grant said in 1971. "Imagine knowing when a fellow is going to hit the ball and how far and where at what instant it will come down at any given point, and being there when it does." Actress Tallulah Bankhead summed it up simply: "There have been only 2 authentic geniuses in the world, Willie Mays and Willie Shakespeare." That's funny. In 2015, Mays received the greatest honor the government can bestow on a civilian, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That would have been under Barack Obama, when he was given the award by then President Barack Obama. He joined Ernie Banks, Yogi Berra, and Stan Musial as the only baseball players awarded the nation's highest civilian honor. The case for Willie Mays is baseball's GOAT. All around, probably the best all-around baseball player, Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, has sadly passed away June 18th, 2024, at the age of 93. As always, thank you guys for watching these videos. Thanks for being a part of the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out other videos. Take a minute to hit that like button down below this video. It helps the YouTube algorithm. It means a lot to me. And if you could stick around for future videos as we move through the summer, I would really appreciate it. As always, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time.